If you've typed North Carolina versus South Carolina into Google at 11 o'clock at night this week, you're not alone. Everyday families in New Jersey, New York, and California are staring at the exact same map, trying to figure out which Carolina actually fits their life. And I get it, from the outside, these two states look almost like twins. Mountainsides on one side, beaches on the other, sweet tea everywhere you go. But once you dig into the real numbers, what you'll actually pay, what you'll actually get, and how life really feels day to day, the differences get a lot clearer. So let's walk through it together. No fluff, no sales pitch, just what you need to know before you pack a single box. I'm Elizabeth McCarthy. I'm a lifestyle relocation specialist, realtor in the Upstate South Carolina, brokered by eXp Realty, and today we are diving into North Carolina versus South Carolina. Let's get to it. Let's start with money because that's usually the first question everybody asks me. North Carolina has a flat income tax. Right now it is 3.99%, and it's actually set to keep dropping over the next few years. Simple and predictable. You always know what you owe. South Carolina does it a little differently. It's a two-tiered system. 1.99% on your first $30,000 of income, 5.21% above that, with a $966 tax credit built in. Here's the part that really matters. If you are retiring, South Carolina does not tax your Social Security at all. And if you're 65 or older and you've lived here at least a year, South Carolina knocks $50,000 off your home's value before your property tax is even calculated. There's actually a bill moving through the State House right now that could bump that up to $150,000 for folks who have lived here for more than 10 years. It hasn't passed yet, so I won't promise you that one, but it's worth keeping an eye on. And here's something a lot of people forget to ask. Neither state has an estate tax or inheritance tax. Not North Carolina or South Carolina. So whatever you built here, you get to pass down without the state taking a cut. Income tax in North Carolina, a flat 3.9%. South Carolina, 1.99%, 5.21 tiered. Property tax, North Carolina, 0.63%, South Carolina, 0.46 to about 0.49%. Social Security tax, North Carolina taxed, South Carolina not taxed. Senior homestead break, North Carolina income tax exclusion, South Carolina $50,000 off value, no income limit. And again, estate inheritance tax, North Carolina and South Carolina, none. If you are trying to figure out where and how and when and all the questions, let's book that free discovery call. The link is in the description below. I would love to connect with you and find and help what would suit you best. Now let's talk about homes, because I know that's why you're really here. And as of last spring, the median home price across North Carolina was sitting around $387,000 in a market that's actually pretty balanced, and buyers have room to shop and negotiate. South Carolina swings a lot more on where you land. Columbia's running around $265,000. Greenville is closer to that $415,000 mark. And if you're chasing that Charleston coastal dream, you could be looking more like $760,000 or more. So the honest answer is, it just depends which South Carolina you're picturing. Coastal South Carolina and upstate are almost two different housing markets. If you are seriously weighing a move to the upstate, Greenville, Spartanburg, Travelers Rest, anywhere in between, I put together that full relocation guide that does go deeper than any video can. It's linked right below this video. If you'd rather just talk it through, book that free discovery call. That will also be linked in the description below. Here's something interesting nobody talks about. North Carolina was just named America's #2 state for business by CNBC, and it's been #1 3 times in the last 4 years. It has a huge economy with big banking hub in Charlotte and a booming research and biotech scene around Raleigh. On paper, North Carolina does win, but here's the twist. South Carolina was actually the fastest growing state in the entire country last year, and more people have moved here as a share of the population than almost anywhere in America. And a big reason for that is right here in the upstate, BMW's largest plant in the entire world isn't in Germany. It's 15 minutes from downtown Greenville. It employs more than 11,000 people. Michelin's North American headquarters is also in Greenville too. So even though North Carolina wins the economic rankings on paper, people are voting with their moving trucks, and a lot of them are choosing South Carolina, especially right here in the upstate. So CNBC, top state for business, North Carolina, #2, South Carolina, #23. Population growth, 2025, North Carolina, #3 fastest, and South Carolina, #1 fastest. Unemployment rate, North Carolina, 3.7%, South Carolina, 4.8%, and signature upstate employer, BMW, 11,000 plus jobs. All right, let's talk cost of living. South Carolina runs about 8.7% cheaper than North Carolina, and housing is the biggest reason why. One thing to know though is utility bills actually run a little bit higher here, mostly because of how much air conditioning we use through our long summers. Groceries and gas are pretty much the same, a wash between the two states. I want to talk about something most relocation videos skip through completely, and it genuinely affects your monthly budget: insurance and storm risk. If you're picturing a home right now on the South Carolina coast, know that hurricane and wind coverage is a separate cost. Premiums in places like Myrtle Beach have climbed 20 to 35% in just the last couple of years. It was a hard reminder that a mountain town isn't automatically safe from storms. The upstate sits just south of where the damage happened, and we got wind and rain, but we spared the catastrophic flooding. I'm not sharing that to scare you, but I am sharing it because you deserve the full picture before you decide where to put down those roots. Here in the upstate, we're far enough inland that those coastal rates simply don't apply. Insurance here looks a lot more like a normal, affordable policy. And I want to be honest about North Carolina too. In September of 2024, Hurricane Helene did hit the North Carolina mountains, places like Asheville, with historic flooding that nobody saw coming. So the insurance check here is upstate South Carolina, low, close to normal inland, no hurricane surcharge. Coastal South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, high, rising fast, wind, hurricane risk 20 to 35% since 2023. North Carolina mountains, Asheville area, rising, post-hurricane flood risk reassessment. Now let's talk about what you actually do here, because taxes and insurance don't move you, the lifestyle does. In the upstate, you've got the Swamp Rabbit Trail, 32 miles of walking and biking paths connecting Greenville to Travelers Rest. You've got Lake Jocassee, which National Geographic actually named one of the 50 greatest places on Earth. Golfers have hundreds of courses to choose from across both states, And getting around is easier than people expect. Greenville Spartanburg Airport just had its busiest year ever, and if you ever need a bigger hub, Charlotte's massive airport is only about 90 minutes away. Prisma Health is the Upstate's largest system, with Greenville Memorial serving as our region's major trauma center. On education, North Carolina ranks higher nationally, and that's simply true. And I'd rather tell you now than you find out later. So here's my honest take. If top-ranked schools or big research hospitals are a non-negotiable for you, North Carolina really does have that edge. If you're bringing a business and the corporate tax rate matters to you, bottom line, North Carolina 2% beats South Carolina 5% by a wide margin. If you want a bigger, more corporate mountain city, Asheville or Charlotte might genuinely fit you better than anywhere in the upstate. South Carolina isn't that right answer for everyone, and I'd rather you know that before you pack a single box. Most of my clients end up here because the numbers work. Lower property tax, no tax on Social Security, real affordability outside the coastal cities, but they stay because of how it feels. Those slower mornings, neighbors who wave to you even when they don't know you quite yet, and a pace of life that finally gives you room to breathe. Only you know which side of the comparison actually feels like home to you. I hope this helped give you some real clarity, and if it did, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And I'll see you on the next video.